I spent 30 years writing about cars, and I have to be honest with you about something I kept quiet for a long time. When I first went to Japan on assignment in the early 90s, I visited a repair shop outside Nagoya where the head mechanic, a man who had been turning wrenches since the Yoshida cabinet was still in power, walked me to a shelf above his workbench and picked up a small plastic bottle. He held it up like it was nothing, about the size of a travel shampoo. He told me through my interpreter that this, plus a clean filter, plus the way you drive, was the reason most of his customers never worried about what a tank of fuel cost them. I smiled politely. I thought it was old man mysticism. 20 years later, after pulling apart more fuel systems than I can count, I stopped smiling and started listening. The frugality baked into Japanese car culture is not a myth. It is not marketing. It goes back to the post-war Reconstruction era, when gasoline was scarce and engines were small and every drop had to do real work. The K-car was not invented to be cute. It was invented because people needed to move and fuel was rationed. The mechanical discipline that came out of that era, the habits, the maintenance rhythms, the respect for what lives inside the fuel system, those things survived into the modern age in a way that is genuinely worth examining. Now, to be clear, nobody is claiming Japanese mechanics never pay more than $40 at a pump. That is a colorful way to frame something more interesting. What the culture around Japanese maintenance actually reflects is a disciplined relationship with fuel system health that reduces waste, extends component life, and keeps consumption predictable in ways that add up over years, not weeks. The methods are not exotic. Most of them cost almost nothing. And the core of the whole thing traces back to practices that were already in place before the first Toyota Crown hit a showroom floor. Here is where it gets interesting, because understanding why this works means understanding what actually happens inside a fuel system when you ignore it. Think of your fuel injectors as the finest espresso nozzles you have ever seen. Precision holes measured in microns, designed to spray atomized fuel in an exact cone shape at a specific pressure. When those nozzles are clean and clear, combustion is efficient. The fuel burns completely. Your engine does its job. But over time, especially in modern direct injection engines, a waxy residue called a polymerized deposit starts to build up on and around those injector tips. It is not dramatic. You cannot smell it, you cannot feel it in the first 10,000 miles. But the spray pattern changes. Instead of a fine mist, you get a dribble. Instead of complete combustion, you get partially burned fuel moving through your exhaust and coating your oxygen sensors. The consequence is not instant engine failure. It is gradual, quiet degradation. Fuel economy drops a few percent. Power feels slightly flat at mid-range throttle. Carbon accumulates on intake valves in direct injection engines. That gritty, dark buildup that looks like someone has been burning toast inside your intake manifold. None of this announces itself loudly. It just quietly costs you money, week after week, tank after tank. Most people don't know this, but the fix that Japanese service culture adopted, the one that man in Nagoya was holding up in that little bottle, is a PE-based fuel system cleaner, polyether, amine, a chemical compound developed in the 1950s that dissolves carbon deposits, cleans injector tips, and restores spray patterns. A bottle of concentrated PEA cleaner costs roughly $2 at the point of use when you factor in how infrequently you need to apply it, a few ounces into the fuel tank every few thousand miles. That is the secret that supposedly required decades to discover. And honestly, this is where the story gets a little uncomfortable for the modern parts industry. PEA as a cleaning agent has been studied extensively. The data coming out of independent fuel system analyses, the kind of before and after injector flow bench testing that specialty shops run, consistently shows improvement in spray pattern uniformity after treatment with concentrated PEA-based cleaners. We are not talking about marginal results. Some tests show injector flow deviation dropping from 12 or 15% variance back to within manufacturer spec. That matters because an injector that is spraying unevenly is forcing your ECU to compensate. Your oxygen sensors detect a rich or lean condition. The engine management system tries to correct it. You end up with erratic fuel trims, slightly elevated fuel consumption, and a car that does not feel quite like itself, even though nothing is technically broken. Let that sink in for a second. The engine is not broken, the injectors are not failed, the fuel trim correction is not logging a code, everything looks fine on a scan tool. But the system is running inefficiently, and you are paying for that inefficiency every single time you fill up. The Japanese maintenance approach that came out of the post-war discipline addresses this at a fundamentally different level than American service culture typically does. There are 3 components to it, and none of them require a dealer appointment. The first is periodic fuel system maintenance. The PEA cleaner at regular intervals, typically every 12 to 15,000 miles, or whenever the fuel economy starts to feel soft. Not every tank, not as a permanent additive. As a deliberate cleaning cycle, the same way you would clean a carburetor on a vintage engine. The old mechanics in Japan who worked with carbureted engines in the 50s and 60s understood cleaning as maintenance, not repair. That mindset transferred to fuel-injected systems naturally. The second component is the fuel filter. This one is almost embarrassingly simple, and yet it is the component most likely to be skipped in a modern service interval. Your fuel filter is keeping particulates from reaching your injectors. When it is clogged, partially restricted, not fully failed, just old, and loaded with debris, your fuel pump works harder. Fuel pressure at the injectors drops slightly. The ECU compensates again. Fuel trims shift. Your pump runs hot and loud in a way you might hear on a quiet night as a faint whine from under the rear of your car. And your fuel economy inches down in that slow, imperceptible way that you only notice when you look at a year of receipts. A fuel filter replacement is a sub-$30 job on most vehicles. Many modern cars bury it in the tank and give it a lifetime service designation. That designation is worth examining with some skepticism. Lifetime in an engineering document often means the lifetime of the warranty period, not the lifetime of the vehicle. Pay attention here. If your vehicle is beyond 100,000 miles and the fuel filter has never been replaced, that is a conversation worth having with a trusted independent shop. The third component is throttle input. This is the one that sounds the most like folklore and is actually the most grounded in fuel chemistry. The way you drive directly affects how completely fuel burns in the combustion chamber. Aggressive, repetitive short-trip driving, cold engine, city traffic, lots of idling, creates conditions where fuel does not fully combust, where partially burned hydrocarbons cycle back through the intake on modern recirculating systems, and where deposit formation accelerates. The K-car culture in Japan was, by necessity, a culture of smooth, deliberate throttle application and longer sustained runs when possible. Small engines operating near their limits benefit enormously from being driven smoothly rather than jabbed at. This is not mystical, it is chemistry. Incomplete combustion leaves residue. Residue builds deposits. Deposits cost you efficiency. Wait until you hear what this looks like in practical testing, because the numbers are clarifying. Independent fuel economy monitoring done by long-term owners who track obsessively, the kind of people who log every fill-up in a spreadsheet, routinely shows a 3 to 5% improvement in fuel economy in the fill-up following a PEA treatment, particularly in vehicles between 80,000 and 150,000 miles where deposit accumulation is most significant. That is not earth-shattering. 3 to 5% on a $40 fill-up is $1.50 to $2 per tank. But multiply that over the life of a vehicle, over years of ownership, and the arithmetic becomes more interesting. More importantly, the mechanical cost of injector deposits allowed to progress unchecked is not just efficiency loss. Injectors that are severely fouled can stick partially open. A stuck-open injector floods a cylinder. A flooded cylinder can cause misfires, catalytic converter damage, and in severe cases, hydrolock on startup if enough raw fuel pools in the cylinder. Those are not $2 problems. Those are problems measured in hundreds or thousands of dollars. The Japanese mechanics who adopted PEA cleaning as routine service, not warranty-driven repair, but proactive maintenance, were essentially making the same calculation that anyone who changes their oil on time is making. Prevention is cheaper than treatment. They just extended that philosophy further down the fuel system than most American service culture traditionally has. Now, there's a fair argument from the other side worth acknowledging. Automakers have significantly improved fuel quality and injector design since the 1990s. Modern top-tier gasoline in many markets already contains a baseline level of deposit control additives. The EPA requires a minimum detergent concentration in pump fuel, and many top-tier certified stations exceed that minimum. If you are consistently running top-tier fuel, the argument goes, you may not need supplemental cleaning at all. That case has merit. The engineering is better. The fuel is cleaner. But here is the part of that argument that softens it. Top-tier certification varies dramatically by region and station. Not every driver has consistent access to top-tier fuel, and the minimum EPA detergent standard is exactly that, a minimum. It is calibrated to prevent gross deposit formation, not to address deposits that have already accumulated over years in an older engine running on variable fuel quality. If you are driving a relatively new vehicle on consistent top-tier fuel with regular service intervals, the baseline protection may genuinely be sufficient. If you are driving a vehicle with significant mileage, mixed fuel sources, or a known history of extended service intervals, the $2 PEA bottle is almost certainly earning its keep. This next part is going to make you want to do something concrete this weekend, because the actionable piece of this is genuinely simple. If your vehicle is over 75,000 miles and you have never run a dedicated PE-based fuel system cleaner through it, pick up a bottle of a reputable concentrated PEA cleaner at any auto parts store. The name brands cost between $8 and $12, which sounds like more than $2, until you realize a single bottle treats 1 to 2 full tanks, and the interval before you need to do it again is measured in months, not weeks. Add it to a nearly empty tank before your next fill up so it mixes thoroughly with a full tank of fuel. Drive normally, including some sustained highway miles if possible, to let the cleaner work through the system at operating temperature. That is it. That is the $2 discipline when you amortize it. Clean filter, clean injectors, smooth throttle habits, and a periodic cleaning cycle. If you are hearing a faint whine from your fuel pump at startup, particularly on cold mornings, that is a signal worth acting on sooner rather than later. A fuel pump that is working harder than it should against a restricted filter is a pump that is aging prematurely. The smell of slightly rich exhaust from a car that used to run cleaner, the minor roughness at idle that was not there 2 years ago, these are sensory signs that the fuel system is carrying a load it should not be carrying. The mechanics of the K-car era in Japan were working with engines that had almost no tolerance for inefficiency. When your engine displaces 600 cubic centimeters and you're trying to move a car through mountain roads, every percent of lost efficiency is felt immediately and personally. That necessity produced a maintenance philosophy that scales surprisingly well. To modern cars, even the ones with turbocharged 4 cylinders and direct injection and variable valve timing, the complexity of the modern system does not change the underlying chemistry. Carbon is still carbon, deposits are still deposits. A clean fuel system is still more efficient than a dirty one. The man in that Nagoya shop had been watching this play out across 3 generations of engines. He was not offering folk wisdom. He was describing what the data in his service records had been telling him for decades before anyone published a study confirming it. Sometimes the oldest practices survive because they work. Seriously, check your fuel system this weekend. If you have not done it, in the last 60,000 miles, look up whether your vehicle has an inline fuel filter or a serviceable in-tank unit, and ask your mechanic about its condition at your next oil change. Pick up a quality PE cleaner and put it through on your next fill-up. If you know someone driving a high-mileage vehicle who has never done any fuel system maintenance, send them this video. Subscribe so you do not miss the follow-up, where I go into what to do when the deposits have already had years to build, because by that point, one bottle is not always the whole story,